Well, hello, Chilliwack Alliance Church friends. Welcome to the start of Missions Month and this year's episode, well, episode 1, I guess, of Cooking with Holly. Although I think we need to rename it because it's Baking with Holly. I decided to make all desserts this year, mostly because it seemed easier and easier to share with everybody. So our first week up is the Middle East. And so this is a dessert. I did some research / Googling on it, and it seems to be found kind of all over the Middle East with just, different variations because, again, the family. So it's called Basbousa, and I might have also picked it because it wasn't baklava, which I thought about doing for about 9 seconds and then decided against it. But let's be honest, Basbousa is really fun to say. It's a semolina coconut cake. I have never made it. It's got a sugar syrup that gets drizzled on top of it after it's cooked and it soaks in for a couple of hours. So there's some similarities to baklava, but I think it's going to be really good. But say it with me, Basbousa.
Basbousa.
I know, you're going to want to try it. So first of all, I've got some semolina flour in here. I ordered it online, mostly because I didn't feel like going to the store and looking for it. So I've got that in here. I've got the baking powder. We're going to add some sugar and some coconut and just do a little whiskey whisk, get this all mixed in. All right, so that was super fun. Now I'm just gonna mix in all of this butter. It's about half a cup. And I think a lot of people, typically use like a mixer. But I'm really trying to follow the directions as it says, and I am losing patience already. So I'm just gonna get in there with my fingers and sort this out. I feel like it'll actually be faster. Okay, so I didn't have a whole lot of luck with the wooden spoon, so you saw I got in there with my fingers, and I think I mostly got it as best as I can without a mixer. And then I add the milk. This part I think is easier, and I think it'll actually look more like a cake and less like a biscuit. In the meantime, or beforehand, what I did is I prepared a round pan here. It's about 10 or 12 inches across, I guess, and they recommended greasing it with tahini. And tahini is a common Middle Eastern staple. It's kind of the thing in hummus that, makes it taste a little bit nutty. It's just sesame paste, like ground up sesames. So I thought I'd try it. And if you don't have tahini, I think that's fine. You can just use butter or whatever spray thing you use to keep things from sticking. I also lined the bottom of the pan just because I don't want to get it burnt. So there's that. So I hope this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what we've got. So I'm just going to pour this into the pan and I guess spread it around. I thought it would actually be thinner. This is a fun surprise for all of us. Kind of get it in there. This is creative here. That spoon was not working out for me. Isn't this funny though? This is going to turn out into a tasty treat, and it certainly doesn't look like it has the capacity to do that at this point. We'll leave that. It's got to sit for a few minutes, and then I'm going to score it into the squares, so I think that it's easier to cut because it might be a little bit crumbly. So in the meantime, what I have done is I've prepared a sugar syrup, and it's just sugar and water and some lemon juice, and then some vanilla, which I measured probably more with my heart than the instructions. So I think it's going to taste really yummy. And then we'll top it with some toasted almonds, and we'll go from there. Okay, well, it's had a little bit of time to set, and I started scoring it already, and these are smaller pieces because I'm making some for everybody to have, but you would probably just want to make the pieces bigger. So I'm almost done, and I guess what this does is that it makes it easier to cut when it's fully baked. So I will trust them on that. So it's all scored. I'm going to throw it in the oven, 375 for about 30 minutes, and then we'll see you when we pull it out. Please work. All right, moment of truth. If this had smell-o-vision, if that was actually a thing, I think you would want to be in here at this moment because it smells really good. So here we go. It's nice and brown on the side. So we're now here, and as you can see, the score marks are still there, so I'm just gonna cut them a little bit deeper. Okay, so they're all cut, and what I did is I accidentally bought the wrong nuts because how they do it, they make it look so pretty, and you put a little nut, like an almond piece, on top of each square. But the ones I bought were really thin, and I was scared that they were going to get burnt. So I pre-cooked them, like I pre-toasted them. I'm just going to sprinkle them on here. You know what? That'll do the trick. And then, because this I think is probably what makes this cake, is this syrup. So this just gets poured on here, and then I think, like I said before, it needs time to soak in. I mean, this seems like a lot, but you know what? I'm gonna do my best to trust the Middle Eastern grandma that posted this recipe. She probably knows what she's talking about. Okay, well that's it. This is the Basbousa that's going to be available for you guys to try on Sunday right after church. We'll just be out by the missions wall. There'll be a lot, so come quick because this seems to disappear really fast. Looking forward to seeing you.